here on a Tuesday night. So excited for tonight's guest as well, and anxious to hear how you're all faring this week. And if you're looking forward to a little relaxation tonight like I am, it was a bananas day in my house. So this is very much welcome, and I'm really excited to just learn more about hypnotherapy and hypnosis. And I think tonight's guest is going to really have lots to share on that topic, which is so relevant right now with everything that we are all dealing with. So welcome on in. I'm going to wait and give everybody a chance to come on into the chat before we really jump in and get things started. But as I do that, we always like to hear from you guys as you come on in and say hello. And so I always ask a little about you, where you're from, how old your kids are, and how long you've been following NJMOM, if you're a new follower, or if you join us week after week. We always love to see our familiar faces of our mamas who always come and say hi and out with us on Tuesdays. Or if you're new, please let us know and tell us a little bit about you. So I'm going to wait for some of those comments to filter on in and see who is joining us tonight. For those who don't know me, my name is Marissa. I host our NJMOM TV, our videos, and our weekly social chat here with you. Also, I have 3 little ones at home, all under 5, and life is pretty crazy these days, as it is for everyone. So I know I have been really looking forward to tonight, and I hope you are also. So please let us know a little bit about you. We have been doing these chats throughout really most of the pandemic since the spring. We always like to start things off by giving a moment of appreciation and thanks to all of our essential workers who continue to deal with such a turbulent and unprecedented, I know we all don't like that word by now, but it really has been just such an incredible 8 months now. So thank you if you are a frontline worker or an essential worker. Thank you. Hey, Nicole, glad you're back with us this week. Thank you so much. And, you know, we appreciate all of you who join us. Yay, Shanita, this will be my first time being hypnotized. I love it. She says, please don't put anything crazy in my brain. There's already too much in there already, hence why I'm here. I think that's the point of this, is to kind of quiet the mind. So yes, glad you made it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Sandy. Oh, good. You saw our segment this morning on News 12. Had some crazed mom moments and joined tonight. I think that's what you mean. Either maybe on News 12 or maybe on my social. It was one of those days that I was venting about it earlier. In any event, we're glad you're here. Glad you're joining us tonight. Hi, Sandy. Thanks so much. So we also love to tell you guys each week, if you're new to the chat, a little about what we have going on njmom.com and some new articles up this week. And we are going to be dropping links in the comments of all of those. So if something interests you, or you want to check it out later, it's going to be right there in the comments for you as we go along. So check that out. Hey, Karina. Oh, good. Glad you're back with us, too. We always look forward to seeing you. It's been a crazy couple of weeks in my house also. So I feel you. Sandy, yes, News 12. Great. Awesome. Glad you saw it. Good. So, oh, and I'm glad you got off your shift in time, Nicole. Yay. So this is going to be awesome. Please let me know if you have any questions along the way for our guest. As we get things started, I'm going to bring Ada in just a minute. So if you are new to hypnosis like I am, I have a lot of questions about this. So please get those ready as we bring Ada in just a minute. In the meantime, a couple things I want to tell you about on the site. So we do a weekly series every week on njmom.com called NJ Mompreneur of the Week. And it's one of my personal favorites and all of us on the NJMOM team, because we feature so many amazing women who are doing incredible things both in business, with their own businesses, and with their families. So this week we have Jennifer Hartshorn of Hartshorn Portraiture. Gorgeous, gorgeous photographs, and we hear all about her story up on njmom.com. So if you're looking for a little inspiration and want to see some gorgeous portraits as well, definitely check that out. Hey, Gina. Oh, good. Saw the News 12 segment also. I'm so glad, and I'm so glad it brought you here. Please, if you're new and you haven't joined the chat before, I said this in the beginning, but I see a lot of folks just coming in. Let us know a little bit about you and your family, where you live, how old your kids are, and just how you've been doing this week. I know it's crazy getting ready for Halloween, and there's so many questions, as there's with everything, about how that's going to look. So how are you doing, mamas? Please let me know. Allison says, hypnotize me out of 2020. Amen. I am raising my hand to that. I'm right there with you. I hope it's that simple, right? I think we all could wish that a little bit. Okay, a couple other articles I just want to mention before we bring in our guest tonight. Another series that we do each week, if you're new to NJMOM, kid-friendly things to do this week. We have 9 this week. Bright Nights 2020 is one of them. Super, super cool. Wagner Farms Bright Night Spectacular. It's a contactless drive-through of these amazing hand-carved pumpkin displays. And I know so many of us are looking for things like that to do this fall. Maybe a little different than our normal traditions, but that are festive and fun for the fall months and great with the family and with the kids. So that looks really cool. We also have the Jersey Shore Arts Center Trunk or Treat event. And so if you are looking for a trunk or treat that you'd like to go to, where you can celebrate the holidays safely, that is happening. And we have this all rounded up for you on that article on our site. We also have a great one. I know a lot of us are maybe looking to do like holiday portraits or fall portraits with the family while we can still be outside and do that at a social distance. So this is 9 places to take pictures in New Jersey for your family photo shoot. This is a great one because it's a roundup of some really beautiful, perfect places to capture some great shots. And we all know living here in New Jersey is so beautiful, but this is a great list of some that maybe you hadn't thought of. Hi, I think it's Flo or Theo. Oh, hi, Theo. Oh, good. You need some inspiration and positivity. Well, we've got you covered there. That's what this is all about. We do this each week to have a chance to kind of talk together about what we've been dealing with throughout this crazy time, and also hopefully uplift this community. So we're glad you're here. Thanks so much for joining us. Okay, so those are the new things we have on the site. And then we always love to see you guys tagging NJMOM in all of your pictures around New Jersey. If you search the hashtag NJMOM on Instagram, you can see all of the fun and beautiful photos and silly and cute and just wonderful pictures we get every week from all of you. So thank you so much for tagging us in your pictures and using the hashtag NJMOM. And we love to reshare and feature them. We do that on social media a lot, and we do it on the site as well for some of our roundups throughout the year. And you can always also comment on Facebook. Right here on Facebook, we do a cover photo of the week. We do 5 of them. We choose 5 each week. And so all you have to do is comment a picture on the cover photo post. And maybe we'll choose yours this week. So we'll drop that link also for you in the comments here shortly. So I'm going to get to our guest here in just a minute. I'm seeing lots of people still coming into the chat. So hi, welcome. Come on in, get yourself comfortable. Before I bring Ada in, she wanted me to mention that as we do the hypnosis session in a little bit, you'll want to limit distractions. And I know as a mom, that seems impossible sometimes, or at least for me it does, but you want to be by yourself, husband or spouse or whoever in the other room, kids in the other room, no pets even, so you can really just enjoy this and get all of the benefits out of it. So keep that in mind. You have a few minutes still to do that, but I wanted to kind of get it out there so everybody knows and can really experience this as fully as possible. If you guys have questions for Ada, once I bring her in, we're going to talk a little bit about hypnosis. So get those ready. Please drop them in the comments. Or if you just want to say hello as well, if you're just joining us and coming on in, please do that. Okay, so let me bring Ada in here. Hi, Ada.
Hello.
How are you tonight?
I'm very good. Thank you.
We're so excited to have you. Thank you so much for being with us. This is such a treat.
And I'm very excited. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course.
It's so very nice to be here with all of you.
Yeah. I think all of us mamas are really going to take advantage of this time with you to kind of just decompress and quiet our minds a little. And I just want to give you the opportunity to tell everybody a little bit about you and kind of how you got started with hypnosis, your path to this profession and this calling.
Yes, that's a good start. I did not start as a hypnotherapist. In fact, years ago, I didn't even know what it was. I knew hypnosis, people do some funny stuff on stage, clucking like chickens, lots of laughs, but I never knew about the concept of hypnotherapy, which means using hypnosis therapeutically. And one day years ago, I became very ill. I literally collapsed, and three times in a row, and I ended up in the hospital, and it was very traumatic, and they were checking me out from inside and outside, and then at the end of the day they said everything is fine with you, which was a bit disappointing because I felt that something changed. I didn't feel quite well. Unfortunately, the results were not showing, and then I started probing, asking more questions. They said, well, go ahead and connect with your family doctor. And I knew she wouldn't know anything different because, traditional Western medicine, they use the blood work, the urine tests. That's what gives them some indication. So everything looked fine on the outside, but I didn't feel well. So here I am, not in my best health and really not knowing what to do. So I started looking for some complementary and alternative ways. And by chance, I saw a pretty well-known psychiatrist, Dr. Brian Weiss, and he was talking on one of the TV shows about hypnotherapy. That was the first time that I heard it, and how it has helped his patient when nothing else did. Now, I realized before I became very ill that I had a lot of stress in my life. I'm also a mom, so kids, work, family, friendships, all of these things were just overwhelming. And one day, literally, it brought me to that collapse. So the mind and body connection, I kind of knew that uh, as I was doing a lot of research, but also intuitively. So I realized to help myself, I need to bring my mind in order so that it can help my body to heal. Okay. And that was my gentle introduction into hypnotherapy. So I read a bunch of books written by this doctor and many others. And then eventually I decided to try it for myself. And it was very helpful. I became a huge fan and a practitioner eventually.
Wow. I mean, I think so many of us can really relate to that story you just shared. The pressures of the world right now, both outside our home and inside our home, are so great. And I had a day today where I felt like it was just sort of like this build, this slow build up, and then you have a day where you're like, oh, I don't know if I can take this. And so, I say that with a smile on my face, but in all seriousness, I think so many moms in particular are shouldering these past few months in a million different ways, and we're feeling those stresses and those moments where we don't feel right. And it is, our mind and our body kind of not fighting, so to say, but your body telling you that this is a lot, basically.
Absolutely. And the modern medicine telling us 80 to 90% of illnesses come from stress. So stress management is not self-indulgence. It's absolute necessity. So for you moms out there, realize that when you are in better place mentally and psychologically, your health depends on it, and also people around you also calmer and perhaps less of banana days.
Right. I think that's so important to mention. So I think I would like to start the hypnotherapy conversation by just telling us what hypnosis is, because you said earlier, I think people have this idea of what it is, or, they've seen it, but like, what is hypnotherapy and how does it work?
Sure. So let's start. Most people familiar with the word hypnosis, right? And hypnosis means it's a very relaxed, focused state of mind that helps to calm the conscious mind, the one that we're using right now. And that's a very small part of our mind. So the scientists telling us it's only 5, maybe 10% at most, okay?
Wow.
So we're talking now, we're analyzing, we're processing, but that's a very small part of our mind. The biggest part, 90 to 95%, is real in subconscious mind. It's a bit abstract, so I like to explain to people, think about memories. Where do we keep those? Think about also emotions, beliefs. When we meet someone, how do we know how we feel about this person? These feelings, right? These emotions stored somewhere. When I know, for example, many moms with teens, right? They go to school, especially I know girls as they get into older classes, they often, they doing great in math in younger classes. And then I know I've read some studies where as they get older, their grades fall. And one of the reasons behind it is the belief that they create about themselves, that they are not smart enough. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting how the belief, right, about something, how it affects your performance, your symptoms. So back to what I was saying, the subconscious mind is the biggest part, right? So when we use hypnosis therapeutically, or when we're doing hypnotherapy, we're basically kind of tapping or opening up into subconscious mind while calming the conscious state of mind. And while we're there in the subconscious mind, we might as well do whatever is beneficial for the person, such as to help them often to shift how they feel about certain things. And as I gave an example just now, just shifting that creates a different attitude and also helps to keep the symptoms, to lessen the symptoms if we're talking about people with health issues, and also helps to people feel more relaxed and be able to focus kind of more objectively on what's going on in their life, and to make that shift. And as I said before, hypnosis, it's a very normal state of mind, yet it's an altered state, okay? So it's been around, if you're curious, guys, for thousands of years, okay? In fact, I like to remind people that shamans, medicine, women and men, they've been using it for thousands of years. In Greece, they had what's called temples. Hypno from the word sleep. And even though hypnosis is not sleep, as I'll remind you before we go into hypnosis, they saw the people look like they were sleeping, relaxing, and they were healing from that. So just a little bit of a background. And in the modern times, it came to our attention in 1700s by Dr. Franz Antoine Mesmer, who mesmerized. That's the word in his honor, okay? So he kind of brought it back. He had some wacky ideas, but he was helping a lot of people, healing. Many doctors of that time called him a charlatan, but I think it had to do because he was stealing a lot of their patients, and he was doing great, okay? So, but then it came back to attention. They kind of forgotten a little bit about it. Then in 1800s, it came back. The British doctor, Dr. Elliotson, I believe, he did many surgeries without, like over 1,800 surgeries without any anesthesia, just using hypnosis. So that's something that became noticed. And then another doctor, I forgot, I put a note in case I was going to mention this. Dr. Esdale, I believe, the Scottish doctor, he did many surgeries in India. So it started getting noticed more and more by modern medicine. Then it kind of, again, Dr. Freud used it, and then he dropped it. So it went out of popularity for a while, and we already started having modern anesthesia, so that was not as needed.
So let me ask you this, Ada. So what can we expect when we do this? Like, how does it feel? Can you describe a little bit for someone who's never done it,
Mhm.
The benefits in how we feel afterward, what it's like to experience.
Sure. Now, usually we are trying to bring on that very calm and relaxed state. People often ask me, is it the same as meditation?
Yeah.
No, no, it is not. Even though the relaxation part can be similar to that. However, the end result of meditation is really, there is no purpose per se. Maybe to disconnect from the world, maybe just to relax, let your mind rest, because it has over 50,000 thoughts running through your mind all the time, and like hamster in the wheel, and everyone gets exhausted from it, right? And 90% of them is like negative thoughts. So when we get into this relaxed meditative state, that feels very calm and relaxing. But hypnosis is not just relaxation. It depends what we do in hypnosis. For example, one of the very popular techniques, which is what we're going to use today, is guided imagery, okay? The brain understands things in pictures. So when we implant a picture into a person's mind, and nothing unethical, somebody was concerned about, uh, not to get any ideas, everything will be fine, you know, nothing negative will be put there, plus the person can reject that, but that's a different story. So when we put that imagery, okay, the person not only feels relaxed, but they feel as if they're there. Whatever the environment that I, as a hypnotherapist, might be describing, you can feel as if you are basically there. So today we're going to go on the beach. I hope nobody minds. I know it's a little cold, but in our mind, it's perfect weather, okay? Just the way you like it. And it will help you relax. So I hope that answers. To truly understand what it feels like, you need to experience it, which is what we're going to be doing today. And also, I wanted to say that first time is not the same as future times, okay? Some people will go into much deeper hypnosis, but most people will go somewhere between light and medium. That's presuming there are no distractions. If there are distractions, you will not be able to focus, so it will take away from that. But don't worry about it. The more you do it, the deeper you go, the faster you go. And why do people like that? It's just more relaxing when you're in a deeper state. And also the mind is more open to suggestions. Okay. So in hypnosis, one of the things we do is we use positive suggestions, and we introduce it into the mind, and it's more accepting of that. But I want to tell everyone that this is not just about positive affirmations, where you go and you repeat something very positive to yourself. Because what happens is the little voice is going to say, no, it's not. Okay. So if you're saying something that is not believable, it will be rejected. In hypnosis, we can make you feel as you're already there, whatever your goal is, as if you reached it. So when you tell yourself later on, I am going in that direction, I'm getting there, then the belief has been created. And then it makes it so much easier to reach your goal and to maintain it.
Oh wow, this is amazing. So we have some lots of great comments. Everyone is very excited about the beach. So great pick there. I'm with them. And Sandy wants to know, will the hypnosis be temporary or closer to permanent, or maybe something you have to do every so often? So describe that for us. How do you typically treat patients? Is it one time, multiple times, or how does it work?
Usually it's several sessions. Unlike psychotherapy, for example, which most people are familiar, that goes on for months and many years, the hypnotherapy, which is a branch of psychotherapy, but it works, as I said, addressing the subconscious. Mm-hmm. The psychotherapy usually deals with the conscious mind, which, as I explained to you, it's a very small part of the mind. So hypnotherapy, you need on average somewhere between 4 to 8 sessions. Most of the things can be addressed in that time. When I work with the client, I record the hypnosis part of the sessions that I want them to listen to. And then they can listen in between the sessions and reinforce it. So that makes it always kind of fresh, and to maintain, um, the message, whatever we have been working on. I do want to reinforce that hypnotherapy is not just guided imagery. This will be just one of the initial introductions, but there are many, many other tools. I'll just mention, in case some people are curious, like parts therapy, like age regression, even past life regression if needed. The NLP, I also utilize that, and many, many other techniques, like rewinding and so forth.
I also want to ask Nicole's question, because she wants to know if this type of hypnosis is the same as quitting smoking, overeating, things like that. Is this type of hypnotherapy you're describing, is that what's used for those issues?
Yes, the principles are the same, but you can look at it as basically two applications for hypnotherapy. One is to help to change people, their behaviors and undesirable habits. Okay, so like smoking, everyone has heard somebody, use hypnosis for that, or losing weight, right? Or to minimize maybe shopping online, spend less time on internet, gambling, all kinds of addictions, illegal drugs that people do, and they keep on doing it. And often they might contact me and say, I don't want to. I really, like smokers, they say, I hate the cigarette, but I've been smoking for 40 years. I just don't know how to get away from it. So this is where hypnotherapy would be applicable. Another application would be, which is something that I specialize in, working with chronic health conditions. So, for example, I specialize in autoimmune illnesses, fibromyalgia, pain management, also resistant weight loss, anxiety, depression. And last few years, I also work a lot with infertility. And I think we briefly talked about it before, that about 30% of moms who have one child and want to have another child actually deal with fertility issues. And hypnotherapy is very helpful. And if anyone is interested, you can go on my website and to check. I have many references, many studies that show the benefits of hypnotherapy for that. And also, I encourage to check my website because, can I mention it?
Yeah, so I wanted to mention, if anyone wants more info on Ada and her website and the things she's discussing, we have an article about her and about the session tonight, and we'll drop that in the comments so everyone can easily find that and easily find out more about you, either now or after the session. So for sure.
Okay. So as I said, I encourage to check it out. There is a lot more information on my website.
Awesome. Nicole, one quick question from Nicole, and then I want to get started with our session. She wants to know if cardiac issues are something that you've treated through
the cardiovascular disease, sure. As we know, even modern medicine says, it's from a lot of stress. I know they've been blaming cholesterol a lot, but many times when people come to me, it's because they feel highly stressed, they're not eating right, they're not exercising, their blood pressure often is out of control. I have people who come to me on 3 blood pressure medications and it's still not under control, because it goes all back to our stress level and how subconscious mind, I just want to highlight it here, it controls many, many functions in our body. And that's why it has so many applications, such as it controls our blood pressure, it controls our metabolism, our temperature, our respiratory rate, and it goes on and on and on. So by getting the subconscious mind in a good, right, healthy place, I hope you can see, your audience, how it can actually help with so many other health issues.
That's so fascinating. Wow. Okay. I learned so much just from that little bit. And now I think all of us want to really experience it. So take us through what we need to do, Ada, lead us through the session. And this will be about 20 minutes for everyone. So just so you know, make sure you're in a cozy place as we get started.
So as Marisa said, to have the best experience, you need to be somewhere comfortable. So it could be in your bed if no one disturbs you there, or comfortable chair, no pets, kids, or significant others, ideally, because they will be distracting you. If first time it doesn't go perfectly, I think there will be a recording, so you will be able to re-listen to it. So don't worry about that. Now, as I said before, hypnotherapy or hypnosis is not sleep, okay? Even if I say the word sleep, it implies deep relaxation, nothing else. So think of it as a twilight zone, kind of you just woke up or about to fall asleep. So we're getting into that very relaxed state, all right? Some of you, most of you, in fact, will notice as you're relaxing, how do you know you're getting into this hypnotic state? Because the mind starts to relax, the muscles in the body start to relax as well. And for most people, their legs, their arms will become very heavy, like the logs, okay? In very few instances, people feel so light as a feather, they don't even feel their body. In either case, this is right for you, whatever it is. And that's how you kind of know you're going into hypnotic state. I mention also the following because sometimes a couple people told me they were concerned, so I'm telling everyone now. As you're listening to me, and hopefully you're not busy with anything else at that moment, right? The words have energy. As you're listening and processing, some people might notice tingling in their fingers or in their hands, and that is just energy or chi traveling through the body. And because you become more self-aware of what's going on, you're responding and recognizing that. And I think that's really it, all we need to know, okay? Now, I do want to reassure everyone, you are always in control, okay? Remember how I said conscious, subconscious, your conscious mind, we're going to help to put it to the side, so to speak, okay? So we can tap into your subconscious mind. But should anyone like myself or any other hypnotherapist ever tell you something that does not agree with your values, you just reject it mentally and it will not stay in your mind, okay? No one can change your mind unless you want to. All hypnosis, in fact, I should mention, is self-hypnosis, meaning if you don't want it, no one can make it. But most people do not know how to put themselves in hypnotic state, even though they go on their own many times. So right now we're doing it on purpose at a certain time because everyone wants to relax. So are you ready, guys?
Ready. I think we're all ready. I think we're excited.
I will just turn on the music just to help to minimize other noises. Okay, give me just a second.
Sure.
Okay. Good. Ready to start. Okay.
Okay.
So, Marisa, are you comfortable where you are?
Okay. I am. This is yes. I mean, I can't be on a couch where computer setup is. So, but I'm gonna lean back and relax.
Okay. Very good. So, let's begin, everyone, by finding a spot on the ceiling. Okay. A real or imaginary spot, just a spot where you strain your eyes just a bit without having to move your head. And as you're looking at that spot, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, think to yourself, relax. Good. One more time, take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, think to yourself, relax. And one more time, take another deep breath in, fill your lungs to the full. And as you exhale, think to yourself, relax. Good. And you can breathe normally now. I'm going to count down now from 5 to 1. And when I get down to 1, you will start going into relaxing, hypnotic state. 5, eyelids getting heavy, droopy, drowsy, sleepy. 4, keep looking at that spot as if nothing else matters. You're here now, nowhere else to be, to do, or think about. 3, eyelids getting heavier, hypnosis coming on. 2, take another deep breath in, feel your lungs to the full. And as you exhale one, go ahead and just close your eyes. That's right. And let everything go. Good. And I'd like you to imagine or visualize, feel or sense that beautiful healing light shining at you from above, bringing you peace and calm and joy. And as the light is shining, it's penetrating each and every part of your body, every nerve, every cell, every fiber. And as it does so, it brings on a deep wave of relaxation. That's right. So go ahead now and just wiggle your toes, move them around a few times. Good. And feel or sense the energy moving into your body, relaxing your toes, the soles of your feet, your heels, your ankles. Good. Spreading now, relaxing your lower legs, the knees and behind your knees, your upper legs, relaxing your hips and thighs and pelvis. And now the entire lower part of your body, just feeling so warm, heavy, and relaxed. That's right. And that pleasant feeling spreading now, relaxing your belly, your chest, your shoulders, sliding down, relaxing your arms, hands, and fingers. And if you focus on your arms now, just feel them becoming so heavy, as if filled with metal. Good. And that pleasant heavy feeling now spreading to your back, relaxing your lower back, the middle and upper back. And then coming back up, relaxing your neck, your throat, your chin and your mouth, your tongue, jaw, eyes and behind your eyes, your forehead and your entire skull. And in a moment, I'm going to ask you to mentally scan your body for any tension or discomfort. And then when I tell you to let it go. So go ahead and mentally check your body for any discomfort. That's right. Now take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let it all out. Whatever you don't want, don't need, good. And just melt into the chair or bed or couch, wherever you are, and double your level of relaxation. Good. And I'd like you to give your attention now to your eyelids. And as you do, feel them becoming very heavy. Imagine as if your eyelids are so heavy that they just will not work. Imagine as if those eyelids are so heavy as if they are sealed down, tightly closed. Imagine that those eyelids are just so heavy that they simply will not work. And now I'd like you to pretend, just pretend, as if you're trying to open your eyelids and find that they just do not work. Good. So when you find that the eyelids feeling so heavy and they just do not work, then stop trying. Go deeper within and double your level of relaxation. Now, to help you relax even more, I'm going to count down now from 10 to 1. And you can imagine yourself on the top of a staircase. And with each step you take, you will go deeper and deeper into relaxing hypnotic state. With each descending number, you will double your level of relaxation. And when I get down to 1, you will go all the way down, down to the bottom. of your relaxation. And I'm beginning the count now. 10, going deeper, deeper, deeper. 9, drifting down, down, down. 8, deeper, deeper, deeper. 7, down, down, down. 6, more relax, more relax, more relax. Halfway down. 5, deeper, deeper. 4, down, down. 3, sleep, relax. 2, deeper, deeper, deeper. And 1, down, down, all the way down to the bottom of your relaxation. Good. Now, any sounds that you might hear from inside or outside of your room will be now fading away. All you need to do is focus on my voice and on my words. And as you keep on listening, you're relaxing deeper and deeper. And your subconscious mind becomes wide open to positive suggestions. Good. And as you begin to really enjoy this wonderful, relaxing feeling, I wonder if you would like to discover a way of washing away all the stress and tension that you've been experiencing over the last few weeks and even months. And I'd like you to imagine or visualize, feel or sense that you are now on a lovely, sandy, secluded beach. And it's a beautiful, warm summer day. The sun is shining down on you, making you feel so good. And it helps you to feel even more calm and relaxed. And you can hear the sound of the waves as they splash onto the shore, and perhaps even the sound of the seagulls in the background. And as you visualize the scene, perhaps you can find a particular memory that comes to mind from your childhood days when you went on a trip or on vacation somewhere to the beach. And did you ever build the sandcastles as a child? And if so, perhaps you can remember sitting down on the soft, warm sand with a bucket and a small shovel, filling the bucket with golden sand, patting it down when the sand piled over the top, and then turning it upside down and hitting the bottom of the bucket with your shovel just to release the molded form of sand. And you could build castle after castle. And when you were finished, maybe even make a moat in the sand around the castle and fill it with water brought from the ocean in your bucket, and perhaps even decorate your castle with shells, small rugs, seaweeds, whatever else you have. Well, we're going to do this now. So I want you to imagine yourself with a bucket and a shovel on this lovely beach and make this image real. Smell what you can smell, feel what you can feel, hear what you can hear. The salt ocean air, the warmth of the sun, the texture of the grains of soft golden sand beneath your bare feet, the sound of the waves as they gently splash, and perhaps even a light breeze on your skin and on your hair. And notice the sunlight glistening like millions of diamonds sparkling brilliantly. And maybe there are even palm trees nearby, and whatever else comes to your mind. And all those stresses and worries and cares now are going into the bucket with the sand. Just pile it all in. Maybe there is a problem at work or in school. Put those problems into the bucket. You really don't need them here. Or maybe you're worried about a particular relationship in your life. If so, put those worries in a bucket and know that you will do your best, and then whatever will be, will be. Also, when one door closes, another one usually opens. Perhaps you're concerned maybe about the finances in your life or other issues. In this peaceful place that you just created in your mind, material issues just are not that important. So pile them also into the bucket. And when the bucket is full, turn it over and make your first sandcastle right here in this hypnotic state, hitting all your cares and worries and problems together with the sand to make your first mound, just a rounded pile of sand. And when the bucket is empty, you can consider any other problems that you might have in your life. If you have problems with family, relatives, friends, health issues, put those problems into the bucket. You really don't need to be stressed anymore. I'm going to be quiet for a few moments, and I want you to go through any negative influences in your life and put them all, every one of them, into this bucket. And when the bucket is full, just make another mound to become part of your sandcastle. And when you're finished, I want you to stand up and take a really good look at what you just created. And you're feeling now stress free in every way, in any way. Now, imagine yourself as a bird flying up in the sky, looking down on the sandcastles that you just built. and noticing how much smaller and insignificant they are now. And as you look down at this bird's eye view, a huge wave suddenly washes over the sand, and your sandcastle is gone, taking away all of your worries and cares. And the ocean becomes calm once again. Hear the sound of those now gentle waves, splashing so easily and lazily, back and forth, to and fro, so soothing, so calming, so relaxing. And you take into yourself the soothing, calming, relaxing feeling. And an amazing thing happens to you. You find all those problems that were once in your mind are no longer there. They seem now smaller, less significant, less bothersome. And suddenly you begin to see everything in proportion. And you see how meaningless many of them really are. So experience this feeling of calmness now. Enjoy it, memorize it. And in a moment or two, when I count you out of hypnotic state, you can bring back with you those wonderful feelings and keep them with you, remembering them whenever you need to, whenever you want to. Good. I'm going to count now from 1 to 5. And when I get to 5, you'll be back here to your full and regular wakeful consciousness. 1, coming back more and more to the sound of my voice. 2, feeling wonderful. Now that you enjoyed your visit to the beach, and you can take yourself mentally there anytime you want to relax from your daily chores. 3, feeling rested, refreshed. You remember the entire session, and you can return to the state anytime you wish. 4 is a sprinkle of water now rushing over your eyes, bringing back energy, your legs, your arms. You begin to stretch, to breathe normally. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back here to your full and regular wakeful consciousness, feeling deeply relaxed, like you haven't felt in a long, long time. Welcome back, and open your eyes now. Now just turn off the music.
Oh,
Okay. How's everyone doing? What?
very relaxed on my end. I'm really curious to see how everyone else experienced this.
Mhm.
I thought of it midway through and I tried to calm that part of my mind. I hope it wasn't distracting to anyone to have us both on the screen. But I was trying to just be in the moment and enjoy it. And I still feel like very calm.
And it's wonderful, it's calming, and it's interesting that the brain, when we create image in the brain and we're thinking about it, it takes it literally as the truth. So it doesn't matter if we're not there, as long as we can create the picture that's very realistic, the body right away changes into this relaxed mode just because we put in that relaxing environment. So that's the amazing part of the mind, how it can do, how it can heal, how it can help us change when we understand how to use it to our benefit.
It's interesting because some of the things you mentioned beforehand, I definitely experienced, like the tingling that you said. And then also, like, it was the imagery was so vivid. It was like it was like I could feel the sand, and some of the way that you were describing things was so, so vivid in my mind. Sandy said she's feeling so relaxed. Wow. I totally agree, Sandy. This is definitely the most relaxed I've been in a very, very long time.
And if you do it second, third time, it will be even deeper and even faster. Okay, so that's the interesting thing to keep in mind.
So you mentioned this earlier, but for anyone who missed it, if you wanted to do this again, because this will be saved on our Facebook and on our YouTube. So if we wanted to go back and do this same session will work again for us, even if we've already experienced it.
Absolutely. But again, in order for it to work, the room has to be quiet. You should not be distracted, and you have to mentally prepare yourself for this type of relaxation. Because if you're lying down and you're processing, what you need to go to get the grocery list, it's not going to work.
Right. I'm going to do this again when I'm like laying down in bed, because I think it'll be even greater. Sandy said she also really felt like she was on the beach, which I did too. I mean, it was so vivid, and I don't think I've experienced something like that before, where it has felt really like tangible. Like especially the sand, that stuck out in my mind when you said you could feel the sand under your feet.
Because all the senses are, I invited them, for you to feel and to smell. So you're recreating it mentally, and that's why it felt so real.
Oh, that was amazing. Thank you so much, Ada. That was fantastic.
I'm glad you liked it, and hopefully our audience as well.
It certainly seems so, and I'm sure we'll get some comments still trickling in as everyone sort of gets back to their normal selves. I still feel so peaceful.
Many times my clients might say, I don't want to come back, I'm happy just where I am.
Right.
To be in that relaxed, calm state. So.
Yeah. Well, that was wonderful. Thank you so much. And for anyone who wants more info on Ada, we do have the link up in the comments. So that will be helpful for people to kind of learn more about you. Shanita says, I did feel like I was on the beach, but I'm going to try this again with an empty house. Yeah.
Best time.
Yes. Hard to get these times, but we can. Thank you so much, Ada. This was amazing. Really appreciate you being with us. And thank you for such a Zen moment in my week, because I really needed it, as I know so many of our moms watching here tonight.
And if I may just say in conclusion, thank you very much, of course, for having me on this program. And I want you ladies out there to realize that hypnotherapy is something that can be so wonderful. Even, for example, for kids, I didn't have a chance to mention, but I work with teens and above, basically. So many times anxiety is the number one reason, whether children or adults, that's something our modern life, seems to be bringing on. And it's extremely helpful, again, whether it's in children or adults, also to help them to focus better, to study better for the tests. Sports performance, often parents would contact me for that, and many other applications. So I want, again, the listeners to read more. I have a lot of information on my website, so it would be very informative and something to consider when you want something effective and drug-free and relatively short-term.
Yeah. Awesome. The comments are coming in. Theo says, feeling more relaxed, speechless. Gina said, awesome. Allison said she had too many distractions tonight. The phone rang, but she's going to listen at another time. So this was awesome. I'm going to listen again when I can lay down too. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ada. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much for being with us.
It was my pleasure.
All right. Have a great night. Take care.
Everyone. Good night.
Bye. So glad you guys liked that. Please let us know your thoughts in the comments as well, if there's anyone else who wants to share. And again, all of the links are up there for you also. Please let us know what you'd like to talk about and see and hear on our weekly chat, on the site, on social. We always love to hear from you. And if you ever have an idea for a guest or a topic for our live chats, please let us know that as well. So thank you so much. And Sandy, you're welcome. I'm glad you're here. Glad you could join us tonight, and glad you are now a new follower of NJMOM. I hope you enjoy it. So happy to hear. Have a great night, everybody. Have a great rest of your week. I'm so glad we're starting the rest of the week off on this